Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, your number one source for income-oriented investing, how to generate passive income from a diversified portfolio of high-yield funds. And once again, it's time to unveil my entire portfolio from A to Z. This is a monthly series, everyone. It's update number 28, which will cover all the changes, all the updates done as of August 2023. Remember that I have a dedicated YouTube playlist with all my portfolio unveil videos in case you want to follow my journey. Now, a quick note about my investing style. I am a long-term buy and hold, income-focused or income-oriented investor. So the primary objective of the strategy is really to generate high and consistent passive income every single month as safely as possible so I could live comfortably off my dividends. So most, if not all, my returns, everyone, does not come from the capital appreciation or stock price increases. It comes from the income my portfolio generates every single month. And as you can see on the thumbnail, every month I get more income, which is a realized profit. So that's why the number keeps growing every single month. So what will I show you in this video? In case you're newer to the channel, I will quickly show you an overview of my 6 investing accounts using Passiv. This is the portfolio management tool that I use, which consolidates all our accounts all in one place, so it's much easier to digest. And I'm going to show you that just to prove to you that the number, the total value on the thumbnail is valid. And remember, this is all translated to Canadian dollars, right? So once we check that out, I will show you my portfolio in Excel files, so it's much easier to digest. We'll go through the holdings, all the changes I've done since the last portfolio unveil. And don't forget, everyone, you could download the Excel file that I'm going to be showing you for free on my website, passiveincomeinvesting.ca. Just go to free tools and will be the very first download. So in case it's too small on the screen for you, download it and you could follow along with me. So once again, let's check out what's all the changes I've done as of August or end of August of 2023. I'd like to take a quick moment to thank the sponsor of this video, Harvest ETFs, one of my personal favorite covered call income-oriented fund managers on the Canadian side. Of course, they have HDIF. This is their all-in-one covered call solution, which combines 7 of Harvest's covered call ETFs all in one, and they add 25% leverage to get you a really, really nice yield, which is over 11% as I'm filming this on September 7th. Of course, you guys know that this is one of my favorite funds. I personally invested $100,000 in HDIF, and Harvest actually had 2 great announcements recently. First of all, they announced a monthly dividend increase or distribution increase to their technology covered call ETFs, HTA and HTAE. HTAE is the leveraged version of HTA. So we're getting a massive bump in the distribution from 10 cents a month to 12 cents a month. That's great news, especially if you hold HTA, HTAE, or HDIF, because HTA is one of the ETFs inside of here. And also they are coming out with a brand new ETF, the Harvest Premium Yield Treasury ETF, which is going to be a very high yield. They're going to be doing covered calls on a basket of US government bond ETFs. So finally, a good way us Canadians could get some fixed income exposure with covered calls, very high yield, great diversification to be added in the portfolio. And once again, I'd like to thank Harvest for being the sponsor of the video and a good friend of the channel as well. So now we move on to the portfolio unveil. I'm filming this live on September 7th, guys. And yes, the market, not that great in the last month, especially on the Canadian side, especially on the financial side. And my main portfolio is quite heavy on the financials, like we will see in a second. So total value, this is in Canadian dollars. This is combining all 6 investing accounts. So our 2 TFSAs, our non-registered cash account, and our 2 RSPs, as well as my small IRA. Altogether, translated to Canadian dollars, $1.2 million. So definitely lower than last month, but hey, that's just the capital fluctuating with the stock market. Doesn't really bother me at all. This is normal. It goes up and down with the stock market. So I just wanted to show you this in Passiv, which is a great tool, portfolio management tool that I personally use. I think you guys should get it and download it. The elite membership comes free with Questrade. I absolutely love that. And you could group all your investing accounts all in one place. Very convenient, if you're trying to manage multiple accounts, like your accounts and your wife's accounts or family accounts, etc., etc. I think you should get Passiv. Don't forget to check out my Passiv video. I have one recently, and I also have a coupon code to get 50% off the elite membership in case you don't use Questrade. It's all in the video description below, so make sure to check it out. So now that you've seen the value and what I'm telling you is true here in the thumbnail, and just to prove to you this is live, let me refresh And check out the number, it should change here. 1.2612. Okay, it didn't change, it just recently got updated, but I'm doing this live here. So now let's check out the details of my portfolios. As you know, I have two separate entities, my retirement accounts and my main portfolio, which I basically the income I live off of. You can see here that it's separated. So the main portfolio includes our two TFSAs and our non-registered joint cash account, and the retirement accounts, that section, which is mostly invested in US listed stocks, is our two RSPs and our Lira. So let's get going. And once again, make sure to download the Excel file so you could follow along on my website. All right, everyone. So as usual, we will start with the retirement accounts, which I'm pretty much all invested in US listed holdings, except for one. But yeah, the big story this month, of course, you guys already know this. If you're a PII Inner Circle member, you already know that I sold CLM and what I bought. Remember, if you want to join the PII Inner Circle, just click that little join button at the bottom next to the subscribe button. It's very, very cheap and it's well worth it, especially if you love these portfolio unveil videos, because you get to know stuff ahead of time. So there's also the CLM video, right? I made a CLM video explaining CLM in detail and why I ended up selling it. So the big news, of course, for August is I got rid of CLM. I sold it off. I have the information here. So I had CLM at a book price of $10.15. I sold it for $8.82. You have the number of shares there. So I took a $5,900 or almost a $6,000 capital loss on CLM. So you might be wondering, Adrian, you're the worst investor in the world. You lost almost $6,000 USD on CLM. Yeah, but you gotta count the income. Remember, you gotta factor in the income. So then the question is, how much income or how much dividend income has CLM paid me since owning it, since the beginning? Well, of course, we're gonna go use Passiv in the reporting tab. Adrian's RSP here selected all time as of April 22nd. And as you could see here, my total dividends from CLM is $12,420. Keep in mind, this is translated to Canadian. Okay, so $12,420 Canadian, and it's a $6,000 USD loss, capital loss. So obviously the income, even though it's Canadian, has more than offset the capital loss, right? This is a lesson you're going to learn with income investing. Time is always your friend. Even though your capital is not doing that great, the income with time always more than makes up for it, everyone. And then I realized, okay, Passiv, the reporting I just showed you, that's as of April for when I actually transitioned from TD to Questrade, but I had a CLM way before I transitioned to Questrade. So then I had to go back all to my portfolio unveil videos to figure out how much income I actually got from CLM before. So it's actually $7,000 more. So it's $7,000 plus that $12,000. So it's basically total income that I got from CLM lifetime, everyone, is approximately just under 20,000 Canadian dollars. So 20,000 Canadian dollars, 6,000 USD loss. I am definitely in a net positive. So overall, a nice big chunky profits for CLM. And of course, the question becomes, what did I do with the proceeds, right? And of course, watch that CLM video if you haven't seen it, where I explain why I sold CLM in detail. So what did I buy instead? Well, let's look at the RSP tracker. And I basically swapped them to all the Yield Max ETFs. So I love these Yield Max ETFs. I got some Meta. I got the Meta one, the Google one, the Amazon one, the Apple one, the Netflix one. I put $5,000 in each of those. And I also put $10,000 more in SVOL. So that is what I bought with the CLM proceeds, plus the other dividends that I got as well for the month. I added a little bit more to Clip, a little bit more to Nvidia here, OARC, so, and $2,000 to Tesla. So as you could see, as you probably started guessing, I do really like the Yield Max ETFs for my RSP. My RSP is a very fun account. More videos to come on Yield Max. So here is my updated RSP portfolio, everyone. The Yield Max September distributions were just announced, so I updated all my dividend rates here with the September dividend rates, which have been mostly a lot less than the August dividends, unfortunately. So my yield has gone down, but keep in mind I'm going to be updating these every single month. because these annual dividend rates are based on the last distribution, right? So the ORC one went down, Tesla one went down, Nvidia stayed pretty strong. I think Nvidia went up a bit. The Apple one went down. You see that here. The yield's only 13.44, only 13.44, right? Pretty funny. Amazon pretty strong, 25. Google 17. Facebook 17. Of course, these are lower volatile stocks. That's what we're going to expect. Netflix, not bad, 25. Then, of course, you have Clip staying strong, but Clip is not a yield max, it's something else. So there you have it. So I have a nice big chunk in SVOL now. SVOL is, I'm going to consider it my core and primary position. I also have CEFD still in this Unveil, but stay tuned for next month's Unveil. Of course, if you're a PII Inner Circle member, you already know what I did with CEFD. And of course, then you have all the yield max ones. So a total yield right now based on these dividend rates is a little under 23%. The USD to Canada exchange rate went up. So that's kind of what helped me a little bit this month as well. So I put out 135 here. So that's it for my RSP. Remember, this is my fun account, right? It's not something I think you should emulate or copy. This is really where I take definitely more risk. And it's doing really, really well. I mean, the only thing I really track for the RSP accounts is how much RSP that I put in, how much did I actually contribute to the account, and what is the current value. Of course, you guys know I'm a non-resident now, so I can no longer contribute to the RSP. So basically 145,000 for my wife, it's 165,000. We will no longer be contributing to RSP ever. So the rate of return I have here that's unrealized, it says unrealized because it's basically, comparing how much I put in versus what is the value, because nothing is coming out of the account. So that's really all I'm tracking for these three accounts. So that's my RSP. For my wife's RSP, no changes, except of course the big story is RA that drastically reduced their distribution 40%. I still have the original amount here because that is only taking effect in October, but probably in the next portfolio Unveil or maybe in the October one, you'll see the reduced distribution. If you haven't seen my RA video talking about the RA distribution cut, I strongly suggest you check it out. But it did put some pressure on the RSP value on my wife's account. But hey, this account is more my normal regular account where I'm not going to take much risk. You see HYLD.U is the primary position. You have SVOL, RA, and RIB, the secondary positions. Everything is on drip here, just dripping away. So all I pretty much do with this account is go in every month and just see how many fresh units, free units I got, and update the unit count. That is pretty much it. Then of course you have the small lira here, which I have Maxi, which I went all in on Bitcoin, which has dropped in the last little while. So the account value is 20,000. And same thing, it's on drip. So total RRSP income is a little over $7,000 Canadian. Remember, this is translated to Canadian. Here you have the USD. And on the thumbnail, I keep getting questions. The income is all translated to Canadian, and it's the income from my retirement accounts and my main portfolio, which we're going to take a look at in a second right now. So there you have it, everyone. The big story is, of course, this month is I sold off my CLM. Make sure to check out my CLM video. But even though I took a capital loss on it of $6,000 I made about $20,000 of income. So definitely a net positive. Now let's go to the main portfolio and see what happened in August in the main portfolio now. All right, everyone, time to go over the main portfolio. Again, if it's too small, make sure to download the Excel. And also remember that you could follow my main portfolio on Blossom. So Blossom is a really cool app that you could follow other people's portfolios. And this is where I uploaded, or I have my main portfolio, and you could follow it every day. This is an old graphic. It says I have 174 followers. But I have over 9,000 now. So make sure to download Blossom using the reference link below in the video description. Completely free to download Blossom, and make sure to follow me. Adrian PII is my username. So let's go over the main portfolio, everyone, which is a combination of our two TFSAs and our joint cash account. Definitely put under a lot of pressure lately a little bit. You can see capital wise, I am down 12.5%, but who cares? That goes up and down every single day. Makes no difference to me. So let's go over the changes, or what I have bought or sold in August of 2023. So here it is. So here are the changes I've done. First of all, I trimmed EIT.UN a little bit. I had it at 55K book price. I just trimmed it to 50 because I said, why not? I made 1100 capital gain. I love EIT, but I absolutely love USCL, and I want to keep adding to USCL here. So I did add $10,000 to USCL in August. So I took a little bit from EIT. I also trimmed ENS a little bit, made a small capital gain, and I swapped that into ENCC. Should be no surprise to you, right? ENS is only Enbridge, whereas ENCC, top 10 oil and gas companies in Canada, including Enbridge. So I feel like I had a little bit too much in ENS compared to ENCC. So I just trimmed ENS down a little bit. I know ENS is under pressure right now because Enbridge is under pressure. This sale has nothing to do with that. This was actually done before then. This is like from August, right? Also trimmed a little bit more of HYLD, took a small capital loss, which, was greatly offset by the two capital gains that I've made, again, to put another 5K in USCL. That's where the 10K USCL investment comes in from the proceeds of these. ENCC, approximately 8,000. Most of that comes from the trimming of ENS, and then I add a little bit more to ENCC. And I added $5,000 to BKCL. BKCL is the Canadian banks with leverage. Banks are under pressure. Of course, I'm going to take this opportunity to invest more. So 5,000 in BKCL, and I also invested more in crypto, 5,000 each in BTCY, ETHY. So you see now my crypto positions. By the way, I remodified my portfolio to separate it in 3 diversified funds, sector-specific funds, and crypto funds at the end here. So I did average down greatly. My yields, of course, this is based on the last distributions, if they same, have greatly increased because I averaged down a lot. Crypto took a beating. I think everyone's still waiting for that Bitcoin spot ETF to get approved or not. But hey, I mean, you guys know, like I keep saying, that I have a 10% max in crypto. And by adding 5K in each, I am still down. I'm still under 10%. So I'm at 9.85% in crypto to be exact. So I have 40K each. So greatly reduced my book prices. I'm still down very heavily on both of them. But hey, I'm just collecting my income and I'm not really going to complain. 8% yield, 7% yield. And when the time comes, when my portfolio keeps getting bigger, I will, of course, probably put another 5K in each of them, but not now because I do not want to go over my 10% max crypto exposure. So let's go through the holdings one by one. You have HYLD, which is still my number one biggest position here at 120,000 invested, 14.62% weight. You have HDIF at 100,000. Like I mentioned in the intro, I got 100K of my own money in HDIF. I absolutely love it. USCL, brand new leverage covered call ETF from Horizons, which covers the overall American market. I absolutely love it. Very, very high yield. So I went from 50K to 60K. You could see this really, really nice yield of 13.71. HDIV just celebrated its 2-year anniversary. It's killing it. I have finally I went over 10% yield with this one. My book price is higher than what it is now at 1670, but a nice 60,000 in HDIV. EIT and GDV are now at 50K a pop. So EIT, I trimmed it a little bit from 55 to 50, but still a great yield. Really, really nice yield. My book price is much lower than the actual price right now. So if you're asking, are you eventually going to sell off EIT? Don't think I thought about it, but I just can't because they keep killing it. The total returns are amazing. So I think I'll always have EIT till the day I die. I mean, it's so good. GDV, great pickup right now. It's being put under pressure. I mean, I have it at 10.58. Now it's in the $8 range, but I didn't pick any up. I bought some, I think, last month or something. But hey, I'm good with 11.35% yield. Unit NAV is around $18, so it's still very strong. DGS is still not paying, but it is trading at a discount right now. It will get there eventually, everyone. Remember, DGS, the overall Canadian market, and which includes a lot of the financials, which are being put under pressure. So, and just a disclaimer, this yield and this monthly passive income is if DGS pays. I'm not trying to mislead anyone. So technically, if we put this to zero, my yield or my income for August, the real one, is 10.84, 74.32 because DGS has not been paying. But hopefully it will soon. So that's it for the diversified funds. If you see them in gold color, these are my core positions, what I call my core positions. In the sector specific funds, you have RS. I added a lot to RS last month. I added like $15,000 if I remember correctly, right? Yeah, there it is, RS, $15,000. Real estate in Canada is in trouble. Well, is in trouble. It's going down. And there's big discounts and opportunity because interest rate hikes does put pressure on real estate. So I have increased my, or lowered my book price to 1557. You could get it much cheaper, RS, much cheaper than that now. I think it's like in the 13 range. You can get over 11% on real estate. It's a great pickup. Again, RS, opportunistically if you're in the market for real estate. And remember, I don't own any physical real estate myself, so I always had one of my objectives to be at least 10% in real estate. Right now, RS makes up over 12% of my portfolio, and I like to see that 10 here. Finally, over 10% yield. Now we got the financial ones, which are all being put under pressure. Of course, you have FTN, which has been dropping like a brick lately. Remember to check out my split fund, why are they going down video, which I talk about this. Very good pickup now. I might maybe pick some up next month, but there's a lot of choice, right? I'm definitely probably going to be focusing on these 5 financial positions. These are my 5 financials. So you have FTN, which is a mix of Canadian financials and US financials. You have HMAX Bank, BKCL, which are my favorite Canadian focused financial ETFs. Very, very high yield, really, really good pickups right now, especially BKCL, because this one is only the 6 banks, over 16% yield. And I definitely see myself in September picking up another 5,000 of BKCL. And you have Call, which is specifically the US banks, which I think it has over 14% yield here, not even leverage. So financials is definitely, like I talked about in my picks of the month video, financials are definitely the big opportunity right now. ENCC is doing really well. I mean, I add a little bit more to it. You can see now that I finally have more in ENCC than in ENS, which makes more sense to me. I might see myself even trimming ENS a little bit further to 15. I see ENCC at 25 or 30K and ENS at 15K. I think that makes a little bit more sense because ENS is only one company, ENCC is 10, but probably won't be touching ENS for a while because Enbridge has been put under pressure. They disclosed a big acquisition, and stocks always go down when a big acquisition is announced. And remember, ENS is Enbridge with leverage. So if Enbridge goes down, ENS will go down even harder. YTSL, dividend increase of 420. Absolutely incredible. I am making a almost comical yield of just under 30% on my YTSL because I managed to pick it up back in December. When it first came out, when the stock price was at $13, $14. Now I keep getting questions. How is your book price so low, guys? Stop checking the Yahoo chart for YTSL. It's missing a chunk of data. YTSL was $13, $14 when it, right after it first came out when Tesla crashed. So this is the real number, everyone, and this is my real yield, thanks to the increase, which is now at 35 cents a month. I don't know if they're going to keep it at 35 cents a month, but 35 cents times 12 is 420. So I'm making an almost comical yield of 29% on this. Absolutely incredible. Crypto, we already talked about it. So this is, was my major buy of the month, as well as BKCL. So total yield, 11.44%. Again, this is if DGS pays. So it's lower, and my gross passive income is 78.40, again if DGS pays. In terms of capital, I'm down 12.58% this month, but that could change. Don't really care what's going on with that. And my realized profit is now just under $375,000. So total income received lifetime 464. Total capital gains realized just under 110,000. Of course, if you scroll down here, you'll have the updated numbers for 2023. So you see in 2023 so far, I've realized just under $5,000 of capital gains. This is not capital gains income, by the way. It's capital gains from the buying and selling that I've made. You see everything here in green and red, in black and white here. And then you have the total income as of end of August is just over $50,000. So this number here, the total return, my unrealized total return, this is if I would sell off everything tomorrow or today and take that a loss, a 12% loss on my capital. Well, you gotta, like CLM, right? You can't just look at the capital. You gotta include the income and the realized income and profit. So it would be this number here, this 1,093,000 is basically the value of my portfolio, current value, plus the total realized profit. Realized profit equals this number. So if I sold it all, I would make a 33% total return based on or compared to my book cost, right? So this 33% total return unrealized is if I sold everything, I would get this amount of total proceeds compared to what I put in, 822,000. So if ever you want to know more of how my portfolio, how I organize it and everything, the details about the taxes, I do have a portfolio explained video specifically for that. So make sure to check it out. Another thing I want to mention is I do have some hidden columns here. If the fund has leverage, what is the region? What is the sector? So I basically hide these so you guys could see the whole screen. So that's it for this month, everyone. So that's it for the portfolio unveil. We're going to do this again next month. If you have any questions, let me know and see you next time. Hey, don't go yet. A few reminders before you leave. Did you know that I launched a YouTube loyalty membership program where for only $3 a month, you could become a PII Inner Circle member where you will gain access to exclusive content, exclusive videos and live streams, as well as other perks and benefits, including a really cool weekly opportunity report. That's right. If you're interested, just click on the little join button next to the subscribe button to see what it's all about. Also, make sure to follow me on Blossom and download Blossom. It's a social investing app, which is really cool. You could share your portfolio, follow other people's portfolios, including my own. My username is Adrian_PII. So download it with the referral link below. Not only is it free, but you could actually earn cash by taking these really small, quick 1-minute courses. Really awesome. It's a no-brainer. Also, make sure to visit our website, passiveincomeinvesting.ca. That's where you could book a one-on-one private coaching session with yours truly, with myself, where you could ask me all the questions you want. All the information and booking information is on the website. Make sure to check out that video on the homepage there to see how to book a one-on-one properly. Also on my website, you could purchase my digital product, which I'm very proud of, the ultimate DIY investing package. This is a reference tool or a companion tool that will help you build your own portfolio. So it has lists of funds, it has sample portfolios, and it covers both the Canadian and US stock markets. And the good news is you'll only ever have to buy it once because it comes with free lifetime updates. And my plan is really to update the version every single year. So make sure to pick it up. Also, I have Questrade and Passiv referral links below. So Questrade is the broker that I personally use, and Passiv is the broker companion tool or assistant that I use. Really cool program, really cool software. So I have referral links for both of those. Questrade, $50 of free trades. And Passiv, I have half off for the elite membership. If you're interested in the elite membership, and even if you want to start out with the free membership and upgrade to the elite afterwards, use my referral code so you could still get that 50% off. And don't forget that the elite membership of Passiv is 100% free if you use Questrade. For social media, we have a very successful and big Facebook group, private Facebook group with over 14,000 members where we all try to help each other out. So make sure to join that group. Information is below. We also have Instagram where you could follow us or more personal stuff when it comes to our life here in Panama. And there's LinkedIn as well. So as usual, everyone, how do I leave you? Continue to stay safe, stay healthy, and of course, stay passive. See you next time.